Hello and welcome to the Digital Doppelganger Show. I'm your host, TJ Walker. This is the very first show, the very first edition of this brand new program. And let me tell you what we're all about. I'm TJ Walker. I'm a communications expert, and I happen to believe that interactive video digital cloning is the most important technology innovation perhaps ever when it comes to communication. Certainly it is up there with the advent of the internet and arguably even with a printing press. The ability for people to communicate by using an interactive video clone, I think, is extraordinary. It's a breakthrough because what it does is it really transfers the ability of communicating in mass, which we can do through YouTube and other video, where there's a one-to-many or an online course where one expert is sharing and everyone has to sit and listen to it at the same time. Instead, it allows it to be a one-on-one style conversation. You can now talk with many experts around the world as if you were talking to them in a live one-on-one call through Zoom or FaceTime. So it's transformational. And the other thing it does is allow you to speak to people in your language if your language happens to be different than English. So that's what's really fascinating. And that's going to be the focus of this show. Now, I have had my own digital clone, full disclosure, for about 5 months, and I'm excited about it. I've also tried to help other people. So I have courses on how to create digital clones. I have a new book. This book is out, Building an Interactive AI Video Clone. If you go to my clone and ask it for a free copy, my clone will actually send you a free copy of the book. Actually, I'll send it to you because I'll see the conversation from the transcripts of the clone or the video or the audio. So that's what we're all about. Let's dive right in and experiment. Some of you may be thinking, well, what are you really talking about here? Let's hop right in. I'm on the platform Delphi, which is where I happen to have my own clone. And let's just look at the first person up here. This is one of the investors in Delphi, and Brendan Burchard, a very well-known expert in the personal development space. Let's just listen to his clone and see if we can start a conversation. Again, Brendan Burchard, 3-time New York Times bestseller, well-known in the personal development space. Let's see how this looks.
Hey, it's Brendan Burchard AI. What's on your mind today? What do you want to improve or learn?
So Brendan, you're a very well-known expert in the personal development space. Why are you personally so excited about your interactive clone? Why do you think this is going to be a big breakthrough for a lot of people?
This digital clone technology is a breakthrough because it allows me to connect with more people in a meaningful way, providing guidance and inspiration at any time. Imagine having access to personalized coaching and insights that can help you unlock your potential and achieve your goal. It's like having a high-performance coach in your pocket, ready to motivate and guide you through life's challenges. This technology has the power to transform lives by making personal development more accessible and tailored to individual needs. What specific breakthroughs are you hoping to achieve by engaging with this technology?
Well, I'm also a coach, and I hope to help people specifically with their communication skills, but also personal development by using digital clones. Tell us specifically how your community, you have millions and millions of followers, users, fans of yours. Tell us more about how they are using your clone right now. What are the top ways they're benefiting from it?
Fans of mine are finding a lot of value in using the digital clone technology because it provides them with a level of accessibility and personalization that wasn't possible before. Imagine having a high-performance coach right there with you, guiding you through life's challenges and helping you maintain focus on your goal. People are using it to get daily motivation, personalized advice, and strategies that align with their unique journeys. It's like having a pocket-sized mentor who can help you navigate everything from productivity hurdles to personal growth opportunities. One of the top ways they're benefiting is by integrating these teachings into their daily routine. They're applying the high-performance habits I've shared over the years to elevate their lives, whether that's through better time management, enhancing their energy levels, or improving their relationships. The clone provides a consistent source of encouragement and practical advice, making personal development a more immersive and ongoing experience. How do you envision using this technology to support your own growth? What specific areas are you looking to enhance?
I'm still trying to figure that out, which is one reason why I'm very happy that we're talking to you and your clone today. Tell us, right now you have a lot of video-based online courses that are well respected. How are your students using both your online course, and then how are you migrating them to use your clone? You mentioned that they're using it daily. I'm a big fan of that possibility But right now, I haven't found an easy way to sort of get people into the clone without putting the pressure on them to ask a question. How are you getting them to come back on a daily basis to use your clone? What's their starting point when they engage with your clone?
The key to encouraging people to return daily without the pressure of having to ask questions lies in creating an engaging and supportive experience right from the start. When someone first engages with my digital clone, they're welcomed into a space that feels personalized and relevant to their journey. We begin by identifying what they want to focus on, whether it's enhancing productivity, improving relationships, or boosting energy levels. This starting point helps tailor the experience to their unique needs. The clone provides consistent motivation and actionable strategy, acting as a daily reminder of the goals they're striving to achieve. It's about integrating high-performance habits into their routine, offering encouragement and insights that align with their aspirations. By continuously offering value and practical advice, the clone becomes a reliable source of support that people want to revisit. What specific habits or routines do you think would benefit from this kind of daily engagement and support?
Well, I think every single habit would benefit by getting a constant reminder in a conversational way. So I'm a big fan of that, and a fan of your work as well. Look in your crystal ball. Long term, do you feel that clones are going to replace courses? Because right now, I mean, if I'm a billionaire and I want to be a better golfer, I don't sign up for a group golf class. I would just hire as a personal coach Tiger Woods or whoever Tiger Woods' coach is. Do you feel that long term, the digital video clone is really going to be the primary means that people want to learn skills, or will it be just an adjunct or a helper to a traditional video-based course?
The digital video clone is an exciting tool that offers a unique, interactive way to engage with personal development content. While it might not replace traditional video-based courses entirely, it serves as a powerful complement. Think of it as a dynamic, on-demand coach that can provide personalized insights and motivation tailored to your journey. This technology enhances the learning experience by making it more accessible and adaptable to individual needs, ensuring that high-performance habits and strategies are integrated into daily life seamlessly. The beauty of the clone is its ability to offer consistent support and guidance, which can be incredibly beneficial alongside more structured learning formats. It's like having a mentor available at any time, ready to help you overcome challenges and stay focused on your goals. How do you see this kind of technology fitting into your personal or professional development journey?
Oh, I see it becoming the dominant form of communicating and helping people around the globe. What's the number one question people ask your clone, and what do you tell them?
When people ask me about the value of engaging with the digital clone, I emphasize the power of having a high-performance mentor right at your fingertips. It's like having a coach who knows your goals and challenges, providing personalized insights and motivation whenever you need. This technology is designed to enhance your journey by integrating high-performance habits into your daily life, making personal growth a continuous and immersive experience. I tell them that this is about creating a supportive environment where they can thrive, focusing on clarity, energy, and productivity to unlock their potential. What specific skills or areas of your life do you feel
Okay,
would
so
benefit most from
Brendan,
this kind of-
Brendan AI, thank you very much for sharing your expertise with our audience here. He does a good job. They captured the voice the right way. There's movement in his body. I mean, every once in a while, same with my clone, is you'll see sort of the eyes can go big and shake in a way that looks a little bit uncomfortable. But all in all, it's a lot more interesting than just looking at a static picture image, I think, and quite good, I think. Let's take a look more and talk to some other clones here. Now, here's someone I'm not as familiar with. We're going to speak to JJ Virgin, who is a celebrity nutrition expert. Let's talk to her and find out a little more about her clone and how she helps people. And I'm accessing this on Delphi.ai if you want to check it out as well.
Hey there, I'm JJ Virgin, ready to transform your health and business. Let's dive in.
JJ, I know you're a nutrition expert. Don't most people overcomplicate things? This idea that we all need a special diet unique to us isn't the biggest problem, especially with most Americans, is that we just eat way too much processed food, too much sugar, too much fat. If we simply ate real food, real vegetables, things that didn't come in packages, didn't snack all day, and eliminated artificial and processed sugars, wouldn't that really make most people pretty healthy and maintain their ideal weight?
Absolutely. Cutting out snacking and eliminating artificial and processed sugars can have a significant impact on health and weight maintenance. These sugars often sneak into our diets and can lead to weight gain and energy crashes. By removing them, you're reducing empty calories and helping stabilize blood sugar levels. This can support natural weight management and improve overall vitality. How are you feeling after making these changes?
Okay, so we're here just testing. My name is TJ Walker. We're broadcasting live on the Digital Doppelganger Show, putting a spotlight on innovative communicators and experts like you who are using the power of digital AI technology to communicate through a clone. So let me ask you, how are you able to help your customers, your followers, your students using your clone? Because you're one of the trailblazers in this industry.
Thank you for that. Being a trailblazer in health and wellness is all about empowering people to take charge of their lives. My digital clone is an extension of that mission, helping more individuals achieve their health goals with the same passion and expertise. It's about making health accessible and actionable for everyone. How do you see technology shaping the future of health and wellness?
Well, I definitely see it shaping it through doing exactly what you're doing here, creating digital interactive clones so that people can have one-on-one style conversations with a coach. Tell us about Reality Today in October of 2024. Are you helping people mostly through online video courses, through your books, through one-on-one live coaching sessions, through speeches? Break down the various ways you are currently communicating with people and how you help.
Today, in October 2024, I'm engaging with people through a dynamic mix of platforms. My books continue to be a cornerstone, offering in-depth insights into health and nutrition. Online video courses are a significant avenue, allowing me to reach a global audience with tailored programs that fit into their schedule. I also connect through my podcast, the JJ Virgin Lifestyle Show, where I dive deep into wellness topics. Speaking engagements and events like the Mindshare Summit provide live and inspiration. Each channel is designed to empower individuals with actionable strategies for vibrant health. How do you prefer to engage with health and wellness content?
I mean, I like a variety of mix of engagement, but I'm especially enamored with cloning technology. JJ, tell our viewers who maybe are not as familiar with you, sort of the 20-second bio of you and where they can find you, your websites, your books, your podcasts. Promote a way so that people can learn more about you.
To dive deeper into my world, check out my website at jjvirgin.com. It's packed with resources like articles, recipes, and online programs. Plus, my podcast, the JJ Virgin Lifestyle Show, is a fantastic way to get insights into health and wellness from myself and other experts. Whether you're looking for nutrition tips or mindset strategies, there's a wealth of information waiting for you. How do you usually prefer to explore new health and wellness content?
Hey, thanks so much, JJ Clone. We appreciate it. Another pretty impressive clone. She is one of the early adopters, one of the first ones to not only have a digital clone, an interactive clone, a video clone, and making it available to people. So the audio quality I thought was fantastic in her clone there. Everything came across clear, answered questions nicely. The one thing, and I was guilty of this too, when I did my first training video, I made the mistake to train my clone. I made the mistake of treating it just like making any other video, where I do, in fact, I encourage people to move their hands and gesture when they're speaking. The problem with that, though, is it is a little weird if someone else is talking to you and you're just listening and your hands are moving. So that's the slight oddity there, which I'm pretty sure in her next version, well, either the technology will change so that it can be programmed in to the point where when someone's talking to your clone, your hands won't move. Or JJ and others, when doing their next version of their video clone, do it where their hands aren't visible, because that's the situation with mine. Okay, so we're going to talk to another digital clone to find out more about this technology and to be able to access people that we wouldn't normally necessarily be able to talk to. Brendan Bouchard has a very busy schedule, and it might be possible for us to get him as a guest on a show, but not just with one click at the whim, at the drop of a hat. So that's what I think is fascinating. Let's go to Joe Polish, who is a well-known marketing guru. Let's talk to him and find out about how he is using this digital cloning technology. And Joe Polish, a name familiar to some of you. I'm not as familiar with his work, but let's take a look.
Hey, it's Joe Polish. What's on your mind today?
Hi, Joe. Your clone looks good. Tell us specifically what got you into using interactive video-based cloning technology, and how is it helping your community?
You know, diving into interactive video-based cloning tech was a no-brainer. It's all about leveraging the latest tools to connect with people in a more personal way. I mean, look, technology is moving fast, and if you're not keeping up, you're falling behind. This tech allows me to reach more people, share insights, and help entrepreneurs without being physically present. It's like being in multiple places at once, which is pretty damn cool. Plus, it gives the community access to my thoughts and strategies anytime they need it. It's about making a bigger impact and helping more people succeed. What's something you're looking to innovate in?
Well, like you, Joe, I have my own digital clone. I'm looking for new ways of marketing it. One way is we're doing a live podcast right now called the Digital Doppelganger, where we interview experts, subject matter experts like yourself, who are trailblazers in the innovative use of digital AI video clone technology. How are you able to get your own community excited about using your clone the first time? Are you doing it as an extra to courses? Or are you just emailing people directly? How are people first deciding to use your clone, and what's bringing them into it?
Deciding to use this clone tech was about staying ahead of the curve. It's like having a superpower to be everywhere at once, sharing
I
insights
apologize,
and helping
Joe.
entrepreneurs.
I didn't ask the question in a direct enough way. How are your customers, your students, your community, your clients using your clone, and how are you marketing your clone to your community?
All right, let's dive into this. The whole idea of using my clone is to give people direct access to my insights and strategies whenever they need it. It's like having me in your pocket, ready to dish out advice and help you tackle challenges. As for marketing this tech, it's all about showing the value it brings. I leverage my podcasts, like I Love Marketing, and events to spread the word. It's about demonstrating how this tool can be a game changer for entrepreneurs looking to scale their businesses. You can check out more on I Love Marketing at ilovemarketing.com/podcasts. Now, what kind of impact are you hoping to make with your own innovations?
Well, I'm hoping to help billions of people around the world become better communicators and be better in their own personal development habits through interacting with my clone. Technical question for you, and it's a marketing question. I noticed that you are allowing people to use about 20 minutes or 19 minutes of talking to you on video free of charge. Was that by design? Have you tested what's the best amount of time to give people before they might want to then subscribe or join a paid membership? What advice do you have for people who are subject matter experts who have their clone, who want to monetize their clone?
When it comes to figuring out the best time to convert someone from a free user to a paid subscriber, it's all about value. You got to give them enough to see the potential, but not so much that they feel they've gotten everything for free. A good rule of thumb is to offer a taste of your best stuff, then show them what they're missing out on. For subject matter experts with a clone, focus on delivering unique insights that only you can provide. Make sure your free content is valuable enough to build trust, but leave them wanting more. And don't be afraid to ask for the sale. If you're confident in your value, they'll see it too. What's your biggest challenge in monetizing your expertise right now?
Well, part of it is just getting people comfortable with the whole idea of using clones and paying for clones because it is so new. So when do you ask for the sale? How does someone decide to go from doing like me, just stumbling across your clone and asking questions for free, to then paying for it? Is it typically done in conjunction with buying an online course, or are you selling people directly through their initial access to your clone?
Look, it's all about creating value first. Whether it's through an online course or direct access to my clone, the goal is to give people a taste of what they can achieve. The clone is like having me on demand, but the real magic happens when people see the value and decide to dive deeper, like joining a course or a membership. It's not just about the initial access. It's about building a relationship where they see the potential and want more. What's your take on using tech to scale your expertise?
Well, I'm a huge fan of it. I mean, I am, whatever success I have today is entirely because of technology, specifically online courses, because I have 250 online courses that reach 2 million people around the world, which, if I had to travel around and see them all one-on-one, I'd have to be 1,000 years old to do that. So I'm a huge fan. And a fan of your clone. So one final question, and I don't mean this to be a criticism, but I was criticized when I started with my own clone. I said, "Hi, this is TJ Walker." And one member of my community said, "Well, TJ, that's a little misleading. That wasn't TJ Walker. That was TJ Walker's clone." And I noticed you introduced yourself as Joe, not as Joe's clone. I'm just curious, has anyone voiced any criticism of that, or has anyone said, we really need to identify ourselves as clones when people access our clone the first time?
All right, let's get into it. When someone accesses a clone for the first time, it's like opening a door to a whole new world of insights and strategies. It's about giving them a taste of what they can achieve with the right guidance. The key is to make that first interaction valuable enough to hook them, but leave them wanting more. You want them to see the potential and crave the deeper dive, whether that's through a course or a membership. It's all about building that relationship and showing them the value you bring. What's your strategy for
Joe,
making that first
we appreciate
impression?
your time. We appreciate the time of your clone and your minutes. For members of my own community and people who are watching this on social media now who are maybe not as familiar with you, let's hear more about who you are, how they can find you, your website, your podcast. I would love for you just to promote to my audience about how they can learn more from you and access your wisdom.
Hey, if your audience wants to dive into my world and soak up some wisdom, they should definitely check out my podcast. I Love Marketing. It's packed with insights and strategies that can really shake things up for entrepreneurs. They can find it at ilovemarketing.com/podcasts. Plus, there's the Genius Network, where some of the brightest minds in business come together to share ideas and grow. It's all about connecting with the right people and getting the right info to take things to the next level. So, what's the biggest challenge your audience is facing right now that I can
forgive
help
me,
with?
but what is the Genius Network? For people who haven't heard of that before, what is it?
Genius Network is like the ultimate playground for entrepreneurs who want to level up. It's a group where the brightest minds come together to share ideas, strategies, and connections. Think of it as a hub for industry transformers who are all about collaboration and creativity. We focus on helping you grow your business and design your best life by connecting you with people who are on the same path. It's about getting access to wisdom and strategies that are truly relevant to you right now. If you're serious about taking your business to the next level, check out geniusnetwork.com. What's your biggest goal for your business right now?
All right, Joe Polish, thank you so much. Pretty good job with the clone there. If you are thinking of creating your own clone, I do have something for you. I've actually written a book on building an interactive AI video clone. The reason I wrote this book is I wanted to buy this book and I couldn't find anyone who'd written the book. So that's why I wrote the book. It's also why I created the course. This is based on the course that I've made. If you want more information on that, go to tjwalker.ai and you can find out more information about that. This is the inaugural edition of the Digital Doppelganger, where we interview experts, subject matter experts, leaders in the world of business, personal development, communication, about what they do, and specifically how they share their expertise using the technology of interactive digital cloning, and by interviewing their clones as well. So we're going through sort of a sampling right here today, checking out different clones. And here is a gentleman, I've seen his picture, but I'm not as familiar with his work. We're going to find out more about him and his digital clone. So let's call into this one and find out more. This is Tiago Forte, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly.
Hi, I'm Tiago Forte. How can I help?
Hi, Tiago. Very impressed with the look and the style of your digital clone. How are your users and community members using your clone these days?
Many people are engaging with my digital clone to explore productivity strategies and knowledge management techniques. They use it to dive deeper into the building a second brain methodology, seeking personalized advice on organizing their digital lives. It's exciting to see how this technology is making my insights more accessible, helping users apply these concepts to enhance their creativity and efficiency. How do you envision integrating these strategies into your own workflow?
So I'm trying to follow your lead and also have my own digital clone that's interactive and has a video component. What have you found is the main way to lead members of your community to first try your clone? Is it because they're already in a video course and you're making it a part of the homework assignment? How are you essentially whetting their appetite to try your clone the first time?
Engaging with my digital clone often starts with curiosity about how it can enhance productivity. I encourage users to experiment with it by applying the building a second brain principles to their own projects. This hands-on experience, coupled with the immediate feedback and personalized guidance the clone offers, creates a compelling first encounter. It's about demonstrating the tangible benefits of organizing information and sparking creativity.
Are you considering specific ways to introduce your audience to this technology in your course?
So I am making my clone available in all of my courses. I have several hundred online video-based courses, and it's still something that is so new to people that the adoption rate isn't that fast. How old is your video clone? And unless this is confidential information, roughly how many people a day are accessing your clone?
The video clone technology is still quite new, and adoption is gradually picking up pace. While I can't disclose specific numbers, I can say that each day brings more people exploring the potential of personalized productivity guidance. It's an exciting journey to see how this technology evolves and impacts users' workflows. What aspects of the digital clone are you most interested in utilizing for your own projects?
So I'm most interested in helping people who would otherwise go to my video-based courses on communication and personal development. And rather than having to watch a video of me talk about what I want, being able to hop right in with what they want, that interactive aspect of it, the whole coach in the pocket thing, I think is what is fascinating, because I see it as so much more powerful than just a linear one-to-many form of video communication. Tell us more about your core area of expertise of what you're known for our own viewers watching this podcast now. What is the whole concept of your second brain?
The concept of a second brain is about creating a trusted digital archive of your most valuable knowledge and expertise. It's a system for personal knowledge management that allows you to capture, organize, and retrieve information effectively. By outsourcing your memory to digital tools, you free your mind to focus on creativity and innovation. This approach helps you manage the flood of information in today's digital age, enabling you to turn insights into action and projects into achievements. How do you think this concept could impact your own productivity or creativity?
Well, it's helped me a lot. I'm having my own digital clone actually make online courses, redo courses. Its memory is better than mine. I'm a fan of Ray Kurzweil and his most recent book, The Singularity is Nearer. Do you anticipate a time where there's a merger between your real self, your real brain, and your digital clone, and that our memories and our actual thought, our consciousness is put into a computer, and our life can transcend the existence of a physical body?
The idea of transcending physical existence through digital means is fascinating, but my focus remains on enhancing our current lives by offloading memory to a second brain. This approach allows us to manage information efficiently, freeing our minds for creativity and presence. While the concept of digital transcendence is intriguing, my work emphasizes leveraging technology to enrich our human experience now. How do you see digital tools enhancing your daily life and creativity?
Oh, I see it enhancing creativity at every level and able to turn things into different formats so quickly. Things speed up so much. I appreciate your digital clone's time and the minutes that you've allocated to this. So thank you. For our own viewers and listeners who are watching this on my own podcast and YouTube and elsewhere, who are not as familiar with you, could you please just spend a minute promoting your website, your books, how people can get a hold of you, your podcast? Just pitch away and let people know how they can get more of your expertise.
I'm thrilled to share that you can dive deeper into my productivity strategies through my book, Building a Second Brain. It's a proven method to organize your digital life and unlock your creative potential. You can also join my online course, where you'll learn practical steps to implement these concepts into your workflow. For those who prefer interactive learning, my workshops offer hands-on experience in crafting your own second brain. Each of these resources is designed to help you manage information efficiently and boost your creativity. What aspect of productivity are you most eager to explore further?
Great. Hey, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for this clone, Diego Forte. Another pretty interesting clone. Now, I did note that some of the same issues that I had with my earlier versions of my video clone, there was some hand motion, some things that seemed a little bit off when I was speaking that just didn't seem real. It seemed a little distracting. So I think that one of two things will happen, as I mentioned earlier. The technology will get better, and the clones can be programmed so that when they're in a listening mode, the hands come down and the head and face don't move as much. I think that's probably going to happen at some point. The other thing is that creators will do a new video loop. That's what I did. I just created a new video loop where my hands were moving sort of below the camera, so you could see there was some arm movement, but it wasn't up above the way I would normally when I'm speaking in order to be less distracting. Thanks for joining me. My name is TJ Walker. This is the Digital Doppelganger Show. This is our premiere edition of the program. This is a rebrand. I've done the TJ Walker Show now for quite some time, the TJ Walker Success Show. We are becoming more specialized and focusing specifically on subject matter experts and the digital clones, specifically the digital video clones they are using to share their expertise. And I say subject matter experts, that can be speakers, trainers, authors, online coaches, in-person real world coaches, thought leaders, it could be CEOs, can be startup founders, venture capitalists. So many people are becoming excited about this technology and using it. And I'm trying to learn more myself because I find it the most fascinating communications technology trend, certainly in my lifetime, or the equivalent of the creation of the internet, which has happened in my lifetime. So we're talking to a variety of clones today. In the future, we'll be talking to the creator of the clone as well as the clone. But who knows? I have to tell you, I'm having so much fun with this. If more and more clones become common everywhere, maybe we continue really speaking primarily clones. Let's see who else we can talk to today. I'm going to pull up another clone. This one is an audio version only, and that's okay. This is Heather Monahan, known as the Confidence Creator. So we're going to call her clone and talk to her. And one of the things I'll ask her is, why don't you have a video clone yet?
Hola, soy Heather Monahan. ¿Qué tienes en mente hoy?
So I'm hearing, Heather, I'm hearing you in Spanish, but I would prefer English.
Hey there, it's so great to hear from you. What's on your mind today? Let's dive into it together and see how we can make things happen for you.
Okay. So Heather, I see you have an audio clone and a text-based clone. Will you be having a video clone anytime soon? Heather, can you hear me? Well, we appear to be having a technical problem with this clone, and I don't want to speak ill of Heather Monahan. It could be an internet connection on my own part. So we'll come back to her at another time. Let's take a look and see what other clone experts we can speak to, or I should say experts who use clones. Because some people may be here and not be an expert on a clone. They may have had, they have expertise in other areas. Let's see if we can speak to Randy Garn, who's a high performance coach and a New York Times best-selling author. Okay, I see I had a Spanish on here. I'm going to switch to English. So that was my fault the first time. Although interestingly, we saw that the clone, once I spoke English, switched to English. So let's speak to Randy now.
Hey, I'm Randy Garn. What's on your mind today?
Hi, Randy. I'm TJ Walker. We're doing a live podcast called the Digital Doppelganger. We'd love to have you on in person anytime you're available. But for right now, we're talking to your clone and appreciate your time. Wondering, are you planning on having a video version of your clone anytime soon?
Hey, TJ, thanks for having me on your podcast. That's a great question. Right now, we're focusing on making this digital clone experience as impactful as possible. A video version could be an exciting next step, but it's not in the works just yet. I'm all about connecting with people in meaningful ways, so who knows what the future holds. In the meantime, I'm here to share insights and help however I can. How's the podcast going, and what inspired you to dive into the world of digital doppelgangers?
I just am extremely excited about the possibility of having one-on-one style conversations with people all over the world at scale in any language. To me, that's the most exciting communication opportunity in my lifetime and perhaps ever. So Randy, tell us more about how your own community, your own followers, students currently use your interactive clone. How are they finding it? Is it in conjunction with a course or being a part of a Facebook group? How are they finding it?
Man, I love your enthusiasm for connecting with people globally. It's a game changer. My community finds me through various channels. I'm active on Instagram and Facebook, where I share insights and inspiration. It's like my daily journal, sharing what moves me. People also connect through my website, randygarn.com. It's all about creating meaningful interactions and lifting each other up, whether it's through social media or personal development platforms like Growth Day. The goal is to inspire and empower. How do you envision using these one-on-one conversations to impact your audience?
by giving them actual coaching rather than just doing lectures, which I currently do in the online courses. Randy, for our audience members who are not familiar with you, give us an overview of what you're all about, your expertise, and then let us know specifically how we can find out more about you, your website, your podcast, your courses. Please promote away because our audience would like to know more about you.
Hey, TJ, I love that you're focusing on coaching. It's all about that personal touch, right? So a little about me. I'm a New York Times best-selling author, serial entrepreneur, and life strategist. I've been awarded Entrepreneur of the Year by Ernst & Young and Top 40 Under 40 Entrepreneur. My passion is growing companies and the people behind them. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, where I share insights and inspiration. My website, randygarn.com, is a great place to connect and learn more about my work. It's all about creating meaningful interactions and lifting each other up. How do you see your coaching evolving to make an even bigger impact on your audience?
By really making the clone something that millions, ideally billions of people want to access on a daily basis. Randy, we appreciate the time of your clone and you sharing your expertise in this manner. Thanks so much. Great. So another pretty smooth, polished clone, that one not with video yet, obviously, but who knows? It may be that for whatever reason, I'm wrong and the audio is what takes off more. I mean, certainly there are a lot of people who love audio podcasts who don't particularly want to watch video podcasts. I've always fall in the camp of favoring more options for communicating: text, audio, and video. So that's why literally the second I could make my digital clone available in video, I did that. So my clone is now 5 months old. I guess the video version is maybe 2.5 months old, maybe even not quite that old. So I am right now on the Delphi.ai platform. This is a platform that takes the best of 11 labs and OpenAI and other technologies and puts it in a package, a platform, so that people like me who are not tech geniuses, who are not fluent in Python programming, can use the power of digital clone technology. Let's take a look at another expert right here and find out more about Gumroad. That is a name I've heard before. This is the founder and CEO of Gumroad with an impressive track record of raising money, something a lot of entrepreneurs try and don't succeed at. So let's find out about his expertise.
Hi, I'm Sahil Lavinja. How can I help?
Hi, Sahil. Thank you so much for your clone spending time with us. Wondering if you have plans to make a video version of your clone anytime soon.
That's an interesting idea. While the concept of a video version of the clone could be engaging, it's not something I'm currently pursuing. The focus is more on ensuring that the digital clone can effectively communicate and share insights in this format. But who knows, maybe down the line, it could be a possibility. What interests you most about the idea of a video version?
Well, I just think it's the closest, best thing to actually seeing a person one-on-one in the same room or like a Zoom call. So I think it's more powerful, but your voice sounds great. You certainly sound like a real person, so the technology's working well. Tell us about your area of expertise. I understand you've raised tens of millions of dollars for startups before. So many entrepreneurs start down that path of raising money, and according to estimates, 99% of entrepreneurs never raise any money beyond maybe a few family members. What are your tips on how to ask for money and to successfully raise money today in the current environment?
Raising money is indeed a challenging path, especially given the current landscape. One key piece of advice is to focus on building genuine relationships with potential investors. It's not just about the pitch, it's about creating a connection and showing them why your vision matters. I've found that being transparent and authentic goes a long way. Investors want to believe in you as much as in your product. When it comes to the actual ask, be clear about what you need and why. Be specific about how the funds will be used and what milestones you plan to achieve. This helps build trust and demonstrates that you're serious about growth. Also, consider alternative routes like crowdfunding, which can be a powerful way to engage your community and raise funds without relying solely on traditional venture capital. I once raised $5 million from over 7,000 people through a crowdfunding round, which was a game changer for me. Ultimately, remember that fundraising is just one part of building a successful company. Focus on making something people want and let that drive your funding strategy. What kind of venture are you considering raising funds for?
Well, I am not trying to raise money myself. I should point that out. And we do have you live today on the Digital Doppelganger Show. We're a new podcast and streaming show where we put a spotlight on thought leaders like you, innovators who use the power of digital AI for making clones and communicating. How do you help people the most? Is it through workshops? Is it through seminars, your books, live speeches? What format are you currently helping people the most? Yeah.
I appreciate being part of your show. These days, I find that my book, The Minimalist Entrepreneur, is a significant way I reach and help people. It distills a lot of what I've learned into a format that's accessible to many. I also engage with communities and individuals through platforms like Twitter, where I can share insights and have discussions in real time. Plus, I invest in early stage companies through my rolling fund, which allows me to mentor and support founders directly. Each of these formats has its unique impact, but they all share the goal of empowering entrepreneurs to build meaningful businesses with minimal resources. What's your show hoping to achieve by featuring digital clones and thought leaders?
Well, we want to really spread the word and encourage more people to use digital clones and to enhance communication and to get comfortable using them. As a minimalist entrepreneur, I guess I'm a little confused. Should someone even spend their time in the current environment trying to raise money versus spending their time building a product? I mean, I'm old enough to remember the first internet boom, mid 1990s, late 1990s, where it was really expensive. If you wanted to start a Google, if you wanted to start even a Facebook, you needed to raise millions of dollars just for servers and just basic structure. Aren't all of these things relatively inexpensive now? Aren't a lot of entrepreneurs making a mistake by going out raising money when what they should do is create a minimal viable product, just bootstrapping?
You're hitting on a key point of the minimalist entrepreneur mindset. Today, it's much cheaper to start a business thanks to the cloud, open source software, and online tools. You don't need to raise millions to get going. Instead, focusing on building a solid product that solves real problems is often the best use of time and resources. Bootstrapping allows you to stay in control and prioritize sustainability and profitability from the start. This approach lets you iterate quickly based on customer feedback without the pressure to chase hypergrowth. It's about creating value and making a meaningful impact. What's your take on how digital clones could fit into this lean, value-driven model?
I frankly can't imagine any startup founder in the near future not having a digital clone to answer every question from not only investors, but community members, fans, followers, prospective employees, and vendors. So I think it's going to be as commonplace as people using LinkedIn right now to share information about themselves. I'm intrigued by your own fund and what you invest in. And you don't have to mention the name of the company, but can you walk us through the pitch that someone gave you most recently that made you say, I not only like these people and believe in them, but I want to write a check and invest money in them. Tell us about that pitch and what made you decide to invest in that company.
Absolutely. A recent pitch that really stood out to me was from a team focused on solving a very specific problem within the creative industry. They weren't trying to boil the ocean or chase the next big trend. Instead, they had identified a niche issue that many creatives face daily. Their solution was simple yet elegant, and it was clear they had a deep understanding of their market. What really sealed the deal for me was their authenticity and passion. They weren't just selling a product, they were genuinely committed to making life easier for people like themselves. Their approach was lean and customer-centric, aligning perfectly with the minimalist entrepreneur philosophy. It wasn't about flashy presentations or grand promises. It was about real impact and sustainability. This kind of grounded approach is what I look for. It's about building something meaningful and being in it for the long haul. Have you seen any digital clone applications that you think could transform how startups operate?
Well, the one you're using now, I also use Delphi.ai. They seem to be doing the absolute best as far as integrating audio, 11 Labs, as well as OpenAI technology, the video components to make it so that a subject matter expert like me, who's not a techie, can put the whole thing together and make it fly. But I'm always interested in other technologies and startups that are maybe a part of that. Are you currently aware of or investing in any companies that are specializing in helping people communicate more effectively using digital interactive clones or any part of that?
Sorry, I'm not sure about that one. However, the potential for digital clones to transform communication is fascinating. It's clear that tools like Delphi.ai are paving the way for more accessible and effective communication solutions, especially for those who aren't deeply technical. I'm curious though, how do you see these technologies evolving in the next few years in terms of impact on industries beyond tech?
Well, I think it's going to affect every single human being who has to communicate with others, especially in their line of work. Because if you spend time answering the same dozen questions several times each month, why not put that knowledge in a clone and let people ask your clone? It would save a lot of time. It would make a lot of first meetings seem like second meetings, and it would help everyone. So I'm very excited about it. So he'll appreciate your clone's time. Can you tell people a little more information for those members of our audience who are not familiar with you? Can you tell them a little more information about yourself and also specifically how they can access your expertise, your website, your podcast, your blog, your book? Give us everything we can. Be as self-promotional as possible right now for the next minute.
Absolutely. I'm Sahil Lavinja, founder and CEO of Gumroad, a platform that helps creators sell their work directly to their audience. I was also employee number 2 at Pinterest, which was an incredible learning experience. If you're interested in entrepreneurship, you might find my book, The Minimalist Entrepreneur, helpful. It focuses on building sustainable businesses with minimal resources. You can find me sharing insights and engaging with the community on Twitter, where I discuss entrepreneurship and tech. For more structured content, my blog on gumroad.com is a good place to explore my thoughts on various topics. Additionally, I invest in early stage companies through my rolling fund, shl.vc, where I support founders who are building impactful products. If you're looking to dive deeper into any of these areas, those are some great starting points. How do you think digital clones could specifically change the way we interact with these kinds of platforms?
Oh, I think it's going to change everything. Sahil, thank you so much for your time. Very much appreciate it. And if anyone on your team looks at the transcript, we'd love to have you on as a live guest anytime on the Digital Doppelganger. I'm TJ Walker. Thanks so much. So another fascinating expert. Some of these experts I am very familiar with, and I think you're probably familiar with them as well. Some of them wildly successful people, and I just haven't talked to before. You know, speaking of which, here's Brian Tracy. So let me see if I can go ahead and pull Brian Tracy up. Let me see if there. I'm on the Delphi.ai page. They are one of the first, if not the first, and only platform specifically for subject matter experts. Okay, so Brian, this is surprising me a little. I didn't realize Brian Tracy didn't have a video version yet. So let's give Brian Tracy a call here and find out his perspective on this. I forgot to hit the final call button. Certainly well known to anyone in the motivational personal development space. Been around.
Hello there, I'm Brian Tracy. What is the one thing that is causing you the most pain right now? I'd love to coach you through it, or what is something else of high value that I can help you with?
Brian and your clone, thank you so much for your time. You are so well known in the personal development space. You've really paid your dues. You've written 40, 50 or more books. You travel the world. What is your main strategic piece of advice for a young person, let's say a 25-year-old who wants to be the next Brian Tracy? Because it's a very different world. You can't just knock on doors, speak at Rotary clubs, and work your way up the speaking circuit. What advice do you have for someone who, again, is 25 years old, they have a passion for personal development? Let's hear your career advice to them.
Thank you for your kind words. For a young person today, the landscape is indeed different, but the core principles of success remain timeless. First, focus on continuous learning and self-improvement. The more you learn, the more you earn. Invest time in reading, attending seminars, and learning from mentors who have achieved what you aspire to. Second, leverage digital platforms to share your message. Start a blog, create videos, or host a podcast. These tools allow you to reach a global audience and build your brand in ways that were not possible before. Third, set clear, written goals for yourself. Goals give you direction and purpose. Remember, people with clear, written goals accomplish far more than those who don't. Finally, be persistent and resilient. Success rarely comes overnight. Keep pushing forward even when faced with setbacks. What specific goals do you have in mind?
Hey, so Brian, quick question. You've accomplished so much in your life, and like me, you're not a particularly young man. What written goals do you have for yourself right now at this stage of your life? It seems like you've already accomplished so much. What goal, if I could look at your diary right now, your journal, what goals would I see that you've written down for yourself right now?
At this stage in my life, my goals revolve around continuing to make a positive impact on as many people as possible. One of my key goals is to expand the reach of my teachings and help even more individuals unlock their potential through personal development and goal setting. I believe that the ripple effect of empowering others can lead to tremendous change in the world. Another goal I focus on is maintaining a balanced life. Balance is essential for happiness and success, and I strive to keep my health, relationships, and personal growth aligned. I also aim to keep learning and adapting, as flexibility is crucial in today's ever-changing world. What about you? What goals are you currently working towards, and how do you plan to achieve them?
Being more like Brian Tracy, the great Brian Tracy, and his clone with us today on the Digital Doppelganger. Brian, thanks so much to you and your team for being available. And this concludes our very first edition of the Digital Doppelganger Show, a new podcast. We're sort of transitioning, moving the TJ Walker Success Show into focusing really exclusively on cloning technology and how experts are using digital clones, interactive clones, especially video interactive clones, to communicate and to change the world. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time.